Obamacare is not ready for big business, big labor, and big government, it is not ready for the American people. It is time to exempt America from Obamacare. The only way that will happen is if Congress passes a continuing resolution to fund the entire federal government for 2014, for all of 2014, while not spending any of our taxpayer money on Obamacare. That's become known as the Defund Obamacare movement. And it's been led by a few very brave and powerful people from the Senate and the House of Representatives. Over the next few days, we're going to see all sorts of games, showmanship, shenanigans, and other things that the people in the ruling elite will try to do to pull the wool over our eyes. They will put the pressure on the people who are standing here with us today, who are members of Congress. I watched this happen in 2011 during the debt ceiling raise and cut cap and balance. I know what kind of pressure these people are about to be under. And they're going to stand up and they're going to continue to fight for you. At CPAC this year, I promised the members of Congress that if they stood and fought for our values, for fiscal responsibility, constitutionally limited government, and free markets, that we would stand and fight with them. So we're here, and we're standing, and we're fighting with them. Today, our first speaker, I want you to make sure you understand what he has done. He has made sure that he wrote a letter and has asked members of the United States Senate to sign this letter and to commit, to pledge, to fund the government and not spend our hard-earned tax money on Obamacare. No more phony votes. It's time for real action. Let's make sure that we thank Senator Mike Lee from Utah for all he's doing. Defund, 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 defund. All right, I have one announcement for the people right here. There are a lot of cameras back there. They want to get us on the news and make sure that your voices are heard across America. So we've got to help them out and keep the signs down when people are speaking so that they can get the footage that they need. As you hear about the games that go on in D.C. over the next week or two, make sure that you remember that Mike Lee is fighting for you. Feel free to call his office and encourage him and thank him at every turn you can. Thank you, Kate Carl. Back in July, I met with some coalition partners here in Washington, D.C. as we were working on how we can make our voices heard in this effort to exempt America and defund Obamacare. Brent Bozell from For America stood up and said, I'll do whatever I can to help. He and I have been around this country over the last 2 weeks. We've gone to, I believe, 12 states in 2 weeks, working with local people from around the country in press conferences to put the pressure on senators and congressmen. Defund it! Defund it! Defund it! Thank you, Brent Bozell. So you know about the letter, the Mike Lee letter in the Senate There's a similar letter in the United States House of Representatives. In 2010, there were around 80 freshmen, and we watched many of them cave and fold and be co-opted. Our next speaker saw the same thing happen while he was in North Carolina. So he stepped up and ran for office and became a United States congressman, and he is a freshman this year. He's taken the lead in the United States House of Representatives to do the same letter on the House side, or a similar letter on the House side, as what we have in the Senate. Over the next few days and weeks, and probably already happened this morning, this man is going to be under immense pressure because he got 80 of his colleagues to sign his letter. While he's up here fighting for us to make sure our hard-earned tax dollars are not going to pay for a law that Congress and their staff are not even willing to live under, we will stand here and fight with him. Give a very warm welcome and make sure you continue to encourage him over the next 2 weeks to Congressman Mark Meadows from North Carolina.